Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic. Welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, is another Throwback Blu-ray movie review. Today we're tackling Maleficent. I saw this movie a very long time ago with my grandma and my cousin in 2014, so year of the Lego movie. And let me tell you that I just rewatched it today because I'm going to be seeing Maleficent, Mistress of Evil later today. So I thought, you know what? Should be a good movie. You know, I haven't seen it in a while. I kind of thought when I saw it originally it was like a girly movie because it had Maleficent. I was like, oh, it's for girls. But upon rewatching, it was actually really well made. It's not the best Disney movie ever, but it certainly is a really good twist on the Sleeping Beauty story. Now, I never saw the original Sleeping Beauty. You're probably going to flog me in the comments. I know. Once Disney Plus comes out, hopefully it'll be there and I can watch all the classic movies I haven't seen. I feel like an a-hole for saying that, but I mean, you know, huge Disney fan. I go every year to Disney World, and you know, it's whatever. But still, I love it. So with that, you know, being said, you know, I thought it was a good time to review this movie. And let me tell you, like I said, it's a good twist on Sleeping Beauty, but also it has enough twists and turns and unique elements to make it where it's, you know, not just simply a carbon copy of that movie. They twist it in such a way, kind of like, you know, when you watch the animated Aladdin, or animated Dumbo, or animated whatever, and then it comes out into live action. A lot of people say it's the same. I don't think it is. I think that they all kind of have their unique little twists. This one has the most twists. It's definitely the most different and unique Disney film from animation to live action. Now, Angelina Jolie is, of course, great as Maleficent. She plays a very, you know, spoilers if you haven't seen the original, but she plays a very good, kind of angelic character, and then turns into a more, you know, hellish demon character very well. I think she did a great job with that. Now, of course, we get this character, Stefan, who is, of course, her love interest when they're kids, and then I don't want to get into the whole plot, but there's a really a diverse plot in there where you have all these different things happening with the king betraying her, and of course Aurora, or Sleeping Beauty, comes into the fray, and then you have Prince Philip, and you have the fairies, and you have all these different characters, so it could very well have been very disorienting and very, you know, a lot of things happening at once where like, well, what the hell's going on? You know, there's this character, and then there's that, and then there's this, and this guy's doing that, and she's doing that, and she believes in that, and all these weird things. But thankfully, it really did come together quite well. You know, from seeing it, I remember my cousin loved it. She was like, "Oh, you know, I love the artistry and the designs," and I was like, "Yeah, it was a good movie. You know, it had an action scene. It was good." But upon rewatching it now, for, you know, critic-wise for YouTube, there are a few missteps along the way, but I think that the action is great for the most part. You know, I think that they do a good job with that. The acting is phenomenal through the board. There are a few things that Angelina Jolie does, a few lines that she delivers a little strange, almost Phantom Menace or prequel-esque, where it's just like, okay, you did great, and then there's one or two lines where you're like, not so much. Aurora, of course, Ellie Fanning did a great job. Everyone did a great job with this movie. The costume, like my cousin said, like the costumes are really well made, for sure, so that's a plus there, I guess. But, yeah, going forward with this, you know, I do think the plot, like I said, there's a lot of twists and turns, but I really do think that they did a good job with it. As far as negatives, I would have to say some of the CGI can be a little strange when Maleficent and Aurora are in, like, the maw, or whatever the heck they call it, like their creature, their area, you know, because essentially, if you see on the cover here, she kind of puts, like, horns, or, like, I don't know what the heck you call that, branches, vines, sharp things, all around the, you know, the area, kind of like a big wall separating them from the enemy, you know, like this type thing, and there's like a wall here going all across the board. And of course that, you know, separates it, but again, that also separates the plots of the movie, so they do a good job with everything. Of course, like I said, the CGI can be a little strange as going forward to that, her area. Some of the monsters and some of the you know, the people are kind of, you know, weird looking, but again, they're supposed to look like that in a way because it's a Disney movie and they're, you know, more like enchanted creatures, not like, you know, a regular bird or something. So it's meant to look a little different, but sometimes it can look a little strange. Sometimes you can tell that they're literally just standing in front of a green screen. You can tell it's very obvious. Most movies now you can't necessarily tell that because CGI has gotten pretty to a pretty good point. Of course, I rewatched Brightburn for Halloween with my parents, and let me tell you that it was there's a few scenes in that which look pretty bad with the CGI, but going forward, like I said, most movies don't have that, and I think that the worst CGI in this movie isn't more or less the CGI, it's more or less how the director chose to frame certain scenes. And there are certain during action scenes, more or less toward the end, where Maleficent, I forgot the name of the buddy, but, you know, the bird guy, and she's like, turn into a dragon, and he goes, you know, freaking smog on everyone, and she goes blowing people up. There's a few weird scenes where she's kind of running, you know, and she gets hit and like the camera stays on her, and like the camera fades out, and it just, you know, she's like really weird in slow motion, and the camera fades out. There's certain scenes too where she falls, and it's very like jarring. She grabs Stefan, whatever, yeah, Stefan, and you know, she grabs him by the throat toward the end and forces him against a wall near the castle, and you know, it just looks really weird. Like they're basically, what I'm trying to say is there's motion blur, and the motion blur is really affecting negatively, in my opinion, toward the action in this movie. There's a really weird scene, and there's a few weird scenes actually where, like I said, not only does the scene transition strangely, but also the you know, you get to that scene where it's like, you know, all these weird motion blurs are happening, and you're like, I know it's PG, so they can't be too intense, because it is kid-friendly. It's not just for kids. This movie is for all ages, but kids can watch it, and I kind of understand that, but at the same time, you don't want to pander to a younger demographic when it looks pretty bad. And again, like I said, Maleficent, just like everything really, is for all ages, and I do think that you know, kids and adults are going to love this movie. If you haven't seen it already, if you're kind of holding off, it looks girly, or it looks really, you know, shitty and all that, just don't. I think it's really good. Again, that was my main issue, just the CGI in some instances, and the whole framing, you know, device where motion blur takes place, and it's really strange. It kind of looks like, remember Ang Lee's The Hulk with Eric Bana, or whatever the hell his name was, that guy? There are certain scenes in that movie where, you know, a character jumps off the screen and it's meant to look like a comic book put to film, quite literally, with page flipping and stylized, you know, panels, and that didn't look good, at least for me. And that's kind of the same thing here. There's a few, not exactly comic pagey, but, you know, it has that sort of element where you're like, that doesn't work, it looks kind of creepy and weird. But other than that, I do have to point out one thing. Dolores fudging Umbridge from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, that witch, is in this freaking movie, and I didn't realize it when I saw it in 2014. I literally watched it right when I woke up, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, it's Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter. She's one of the fairies, the pink one, and it's so friggin' weird to see her A, be funny, and be caring, because in Order of the Phoenix, she's anything but that. So it's really funny to see her in that. And of course, Prince Philip is played by the guy who plays, what's his name? Will Turner's son in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I thought that was kind of cool too. I didn't really recognize that either. Mainly because Dead Men Tell No Tales came out after this, but still, you know, cool to look out for. So there's a little bit of movie trivia if you didn't notice those people were in this movie. I'm going to give Maleficent an A-. I really did enjoy this movie. There's a lot of great action, there's a lot of great plots, there's a lot of great things that unfold, and a really good twist on the Sleeping Beauty tale. Again, there are a few CGI instances, and there's a few weird motion blur things that kind of make the film look really strange. And of course, I did touch upon Angelina Jolie being great, but also her line delivery can be a little strange sometimes. I don't know, she probably has some... I don't really recognize Angelina Jolie as like the best actress in the world, so maybe that's why, I don't know. She was good in this, and I cannot wait to see Mistress of Evil. I will be reviewing it soon on the channel and giving you my review, and of course which one I think was better, the original or the sequel. And once I do see the original Sleeping Beauty, whenever that is, I will definitely be reviewing that as well. Once Disney Plus shows up, hopefully I'll be getting Disney Plus. If I do, I will be definitely reviewing a lot of things, so stay tuned for that. And also tell me in the comments what you thought of Maleficent. And if you have seen Mistress of Evil already, please do not spoil it in this review or my official Maleficent 2 Mistress of Evil review. So thank you guys, hopefully you enjoyed this review. I really enjoyed this movie, and I can't wait to see Mistress of Evil. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.